Thank you for logging on to New England Storm Chasers. My name is James Cinco, student meteorologist at Linden State College, and as well as the operational manager here at New England Storm Chasers. We thank you for logging on this wonderful day. This is podcast number 2 here for New England Storm Chasers. Well, it has been an active winter this year, and might be telling us something about this summer. Just talk about a little bit about the winter here. We've experienced some record snowfall amounts across many locations in New England, anywhere from southern New England to northern New England. And we've set new timetables for getting rid of that snow. Mostly just now up in the mountains and the higher elevations is where the snow is. And down across southern New England, central New England, and parts of coastal Maine and New Hampshire, and some of inland Maine and New Hampshire, have no snow left. And really warm pattern that's now actively getting into place here, thanks also to the start of March for an active warm pattern we had. Now here in the start of April, we've had a pretty warm pattern setting up, and it looks to hold strong for quite some time. This summer, definitely, if this active pattern status keeps going this summer, we could be talking about some severe weather that could be definitely intense and be very active. So far this year, we've had an active pattern. We've had a good severe weather outbreak across the country. Back on April 4th, a major severe weather outbreak took place from New York, Texas. Over 1,200 miles of severe weather reports. 1,347 severe weather reports were made to National Weather Service forecast offices by Skywarn spotters, ham radio operators, the general public, media, and other National Weather Service and outlet sources. And we thank all those who report. The largest severe weather outbreak since 2008. If you know your history, you'll remember that on April 3rd and April 4th, 1974, we had what was called the super outbreak, which nearly 150 tornadoes were produced. The largest severe weather outbreak in history. Back on April 4th, we saw 38 tornado reports, 330 severe hail reports, and over 880 damaging wind reports. We've got an active pattern on hand, just changing gears here today. We've got an active pattern on hand. Looks to be pretty active for most of New England. Temperatures in the 60s, 70s, maybe even 80 across southern New England. It is definitely a possibility. Some of the unbelievable forecasts for some of these areas are pretty crazy what we're going to be seeing. Some very active pattern, and we could be talking about our first severe weather day across New England on Monday. The potential stands for severe weather and to be part of a major severe weather outbreak across most of the United States, especially most of the eastern United States. Anywhere from northern New Hampshire, northern Vermont, all the way back down through southern New England, all the way to Texas. We could be talking about a major severe weather outbreak. Surprisingly, though, we're not going to be having many days of the really warm air, which is like the 70s and near 80. But there'll be plenty of days afterwards where we're going to be talking about plenty of days of 60-degree weather and better. So be ready for some great times in the coming future here. We want to talk about, we want to talk about some Skywarn training sessions going on within the New England Weather Network. Some of these are in New England. We've got a few here. We've got in Springfield, Vermont, at the Springfield Town Library on May 16th, 2011 at 5:30 p.m. We have a Skywarn training session. And at the Brownell Public Library in Essex Junction, Vermont on May 26th, 2011 at 7 p.m. we have another Skywarn training session. There will be a Skywarn training session at the Islas Public Library in Middlebury, Vermont on June 2nd, 2011, and that's at 6:30 p.m. All of these weather spotter talks from the Burlington National Weather Service are open to the public, and this training will allow individuals to become a certified Skywarn spotter. Skywarn spotters help the National Weather Service during all types of hazardous weather events. These talks will focus on hazardous weather events that impact the region. The talks are free, and it typically lasts about 1.5 hours. For more information for the National Weather Service in Burlington talks that will be held in Springfield, Essex Junction, and Middlebury, Vermont, contact the National Weather Service at Burlington, Vermont at 1-802-862-8711 or you can email John at john.goff, which is spelled G-O-F-F, at NOAA.gov. Over down now in the Portland, Maine area, actually to the Gray, Maine National Weather Service, we've got some talks going on. We've got a talk in Mercer, Maine on April 9th. That's actually tomorrow. Gorham, Maine has a talk on May 5th. Also North Conway, New Hampshire on May 21st. Here we go. Let's get you the latest here on Carroll. This is going to be for Carroll County, North Conway, New Hampshire, on May 21st at 10 a.m. at the Mount Washington Discovery Center, which is located at 2779 Main Street. The sponsor is the Mount Washington Observatory. In Maine, we've got two coming up, which is tomorrow. The first one is in Mercer, Maine, which is in Somerset County, which is April 9th. Time will be at 6 p.m. That's at the Mercer EOC, Emergency Office of Communications. I believe that's what that stands for. 75 Main Street in Mercer. In Cumberland County, over in Gorham, on May 5th at 7 p.m., the Gorham Recreational Department is where it's going to be held. That'll be at 75 South Street in Gorham. Sponsored is the Wireless Society of Southern Maine. If you have any questions or comments about anything with the Gray, Maine Skywarn/CocoRoz training sessions for 2011, you can contact Mike Sempa at the National Weather Service by emailing him at mike.sempa, C-E-M-P-A, at NOAA.gov. He is the spotter coordinator over there at Gray, Maine National Weather Service. There is also a CocoRoz training for the greater Fitchburg and Leominster areas in Massachusetts. Wanted volunteers of all ages to help the scientists study storms. Join the community collaborative Rain, Hail, and Snow Network, also known as CocoRoz. Everyone can participate. All you need is an enthusiasm for watching and reporting weather conditions and a desire to learn more about how weather can affect and impact our lives. There will be a CocoRoz training and informational seminar on Saturday, April 16th, 2011 from 10 a.m. to noon. The seminar will take place at the community room at the Fitchburg Central Fire Headquarters located at 33 North Street. The seminar is open to anyone interested in becoming a CocoRoz observer and to current CocoRoz members who have liked to receive a refresher training. The training will be conducted by the National Weather Service in Taunton, Massachusetts office. The National Weather Service would like to recruit more CocoRoz observers in and around north central Massachusetts in an attempt to improve the quality of river forecasts and flood warnings. If you have an interest in observing the weather, please plan on attending this seminar. Anyone across southern New England is welcome to become a CocoRoz observer. Additional information on the CocoRoz program is available at www.cocoroz.org. That is the latest we have for you for all the Skywarn and CocoRoz training events. But we thank you for logging on to New England Storm Chasers, where we're ready for an active season, hopefully starting very soon.